Hello, good evening and welcome back to TTTV. My name is Andy Campbell and it's back on Project Cars 2 for round number 1 of Season 2. It is the Renault RS01. We are at the Circuit de Catalunya on the national layout, and this is, do not be afraid, this is not deja vu. We did try this last week, but unfortunately server issues got in the way and we cancelled racing for the rest of tonight. Everything's looking a bit cleaner tonight though, so far, so fingers crossed we have no issues here this evening. If you are joining along, thank you very much for joining us. If you are watching this back, thank you very much for watching it back at your leisure as well. We'll see what we can do tonight. 7 drivers here. A couple of drivers have informed us of not being able to make it. A few drivers haven't even bothered. We've got Maze on pole position with Alan Kay in second on this random grid. Plaster is in third, McKinda for you in fourth. Jax is Jazza, he's in fifth. John Scott in sixth, and the Zebra round out the field and the top 7 that we have. 15-minute sprint race followed by a 15-minute qualifying session and a 30-minute feature race with a mandatory pit stop, similar to last season in the Formula C cars, but just with these 550 horsepower monstrous GT style cars, which are absolutely glorious to drive, if you don't mind me saying. We're just waiting for everybody to ready up. There shouldn't be much readying up to do, because it's default setups, of course. And if you do want to get involved, drop us a message on Twitter at TT_PCars and we will see about getting you involved. But you can see timer counting down as we just await everybody getting readied up. So I'll take the moment to lubricate myself with some Iron Brew, typical Scottish staple. Quite fitting that I had a doner calzone tonight, but there you go. Anyway, I get the feeling we're going in a wee second. Hopefully all the drivers have hit ready, because if they haven't, they're going to end up getting kicked out very quickly. There we go, everyone has now readied up, so finally we are ready to get underway this evening. Waiting on the lights going out. Round number 1 is underway, and this time everyone's got away off the grid. Okay, Maze has made a good start, managed to hold on to the lead. Plaster's jumped up in the second. That's Jack in the blue and red car on the outside in third. The Zebra's made his way up to fourth from 7th, and side by side go Jack and Plaster, and Jack has moved himself up into second position. Alan Kay going backwards very quickly now. Zebra goes side by side with Plaster through turns 2 and 3, but unable to make it any move there, and has to back out. The Zebra though is basically put on. Zebra's round. He's round. Where is he? He's around and spun. He's got it going in the right direction nearly. That is not good for him at all. Up at Campsa there, he's lost that one, and that's dropped him to the back of the field. He was basically right on the rear bumper of Plaster, and obviously the lack of downforce is just maybe a bit of exuberance on the throttles, just spun him right around. He is running some traction control, but if it's only on low, you can still get wheel spin in these cars. So Plaster's now got the chance to attack onto Jack in second place. You can see McKinda for you in fourth position there. Alan Kay in fifth. It's John Scott in sixth, and the Zebra down in 7th place. But Maze has already got a 1.7 second lead at the front of the field. Season 1 champion, the Crusher Bro, one of the no-shows tonight. He is away at a birthday party, I do believe, actually, a family outing or some subscription, so I'm sure we will see the Norwegian back next week. But it's a good chance for the drivers here tonight to gain some good points early on in the season. That's Jack, that was McKinda for you there in the other blue de France car, the number 22. Looking like it's just having a little bit of a lagginess, and that was Plaster running wide out of Campsa, so that's cost him third position there. It puts the Slovenian McKinda for you up into third place. He's now going to have to deal with Alan Kay, and look at the Zebra coming back for. He's catching up to John Scott pretty quickly, so the American is doing pretty well. He done very good in the pre-season social races that we had a couple of weeks back, so he has got some good pace in this car. And that is Alan Kay pulling to the side of the road there, a wee bit unsure what happened there with him. The Zebra row right onto the back of John Scott's car nearly now, coming through the chicane for the second time. Mays still out front, 2 seconds now in the lead, with Jack in second, McKinda for you in third position. The two teammates running line astern. Then we've got Plaster, Alan Kay, John Scott trying to do anything. Zebra will make fancy his chances down into the braking zone of turn number 1. He's thinking about it. John Scott sees him coming. A bit of a late move there by Zebra. Needs to be careful. John's seen him coming, gave him the space thankfully, and that's put Zebra up into 6th position. At this point in time, Jack is setting the fastest sector 1 there on this current lap, trying to reel in the current race leader of Mays up front. See what he's going to manage to do coming through sector 2 in just a moment. We'll fire the map up into the corner. He's not done a fastest sector 2, so he's not gained anything there at least. In the chat we've got Cornish Bensie and Alan Kay for the win. Well, at the moment the Irishman is in, well, I was about to say 5th place, but he's actually now down to 6th place because the Zebra's just got himself through there as well. Unsure if that was side by side into Lacaxia or if Alan just got a bit wide on exit and that just put him in the wrong position. But he's now down to 6th place, and the Zebra already absolutely flying. He's right on the back of Plaster as they come through the final corner of New Holland and down the front straight, building up the speed. 140, 150 miles an hour as we tick over, heading up towards turn 1. It's a lot earlier than it is in the Grand Prix circuit, remember. Down into the braking zone, Plaster gets the defensive line, runs a bit wide though. Zebra's going to try and go up the inside, but it's now the outside for turn 2. He's going to have to go the long way round here. A little bump there, he might want to be careful. That's hard to tell from these point of views, but the driver point of view can be different, and maybe it wasn't quite as bad. But the Zebra has got himself up into 4th position, and that's going to allow Alan Kay now the chance. Plaster having a massive tank slapper there coming out of the chicane section, so Alan Kay moves up into 5th position. Oh my goodness me! And Plaster's completely missed his braking and right into the back of Alan Kay. That's going to put John Scott up and ahead. They're actually all waiting there to allow Alan through. Plaster, I think Plaster maybe got an issue of some sort because he's not moving, and I know him and Alan are usually in a party chat when they're racing, and I wonder if something's happened to Plaster's wheel or something, maybe a disconnection or something wrong. I'm sure we'll maybe find out later on, but damage is on, and that is likely to have damaged the rear of Alan Kay's car, and that's not going to help him through the rest of this race. You'll be glad there's only 10 minutes to go. Meanwhile up front, look at this, Jack is caught right up onto Mays. The gap is now under half a second as Jack, as they really closed the gap up. He's dragging his teammate along as well. The Zebra 4 seconds down on the race leaders. Plaster has made it to pit lane and picked up a time penalty for speeding in pit lane while he's at it as well. John Scott has moved up ahead of Alan Kay, who I think has had another spin of some description. Unsure what's going on there, but he's going to try, I'm sure, fight to the end because there's still good points up for grab here in this race. We come back to the front end off the grid though. It's Mays, Jack and McKinda for you. Now McKinda for you has won a race in TTP cars last season as John Scott gets a drive-through penalty for track limits, so he's going to have to come into the pits in the next 3 laps or be disqualified, so it's not going to help him at all. There's Zebra in the background, but McKinda for you is the only one out of these 3 that's won a race in P cars so far. Jack's been close for a couple of second places. Mays has been on the podium as well at one point, as you see Plaster coming out of pit lane in the background. Zebra's been on the podium as well, so he could be up there. John has came into the pits to do his drive-through, so that puts Alan Kay back through up into 5th position. As you can see here, Jack is really closed in. He's done a great job of closing right up onto Mays, who seems to be just maybe hanging the tail out a little bit. As I say that though, Jack goes onto the grass, coming up to Lacaxia. Just having to think better off it now. We're already on lap 6. Excuse me. Off this race, 15-minute timed race this one, and it's Mays who leads from Jack. McKinda for you, the Zebra there in the purple car in the background, he's in 4th. Alan Kay's in 5th. It's John Scott in 6th and Plaster in 7th, a lap down after that incident with Alan the previous lap, so he just ran into the back of him. I'm sure we'll find out what happened during the post-race sort of interval phase when we are changing over to qualifying. But we're on board here with Jack as he's coming up to turn 1 onto the back of Maze. Does he look to the inside? He's filling the mirrors off Maze's car, and he's got a bit sideways there, and so has Jack though. So Maze is going to get away with that, because if Jack never got that tank slapper, he probably would have been through there. But these guys need to be careful, because that purple car is catching and getting sideways though on the exit of turn number 4. He manages to hold it together, Zebra. It's cost him a few attempts. That was Plaster coming through there in the background. Jack's gone right off the track there, well off the track. It's going to allow his teammate McKinda for you through. Zebra's likely to have a chance up the inside here, late on the brakes into Lacaxia. Jack sees it coming, gives him some space, and he's managed to lose 2 places there by running wide. So Jack from 2nd down to 4th in the space of 2 corners, just by making a mistake through that tricky chicane section. You can see McKinda for you is a little bit moving about. It's something that we have seen in previous. Doesn't always happen though on the track, thankfully, but we just need to pay attention to what ends up happening more than anything else. But the Zebra is really racking it up here, coming up to turn number 1 for the 8th time. Maze leads. He's only done a 12.3. McKinda for you an 11.5, and Zebra on a 10.6 as McKinda for you goes up the inside here, pushes a little bit on the door handles. Maze has been pushed wide and he's spun. Maze has got a half spin on, caught it. It's going to allow Jack through. I don't think Maze will be too chuffed if he felt McKinda for you was pushing a bit. Maybe the desync came in, but McKinda for you up into the lead of the race. Zebra now up into 2nd because of that. Maze having a fight with Jack over 3rd and 4th. Alan Kay still in a bit of a lonely 5th, 24 seconds off the back of Jack, and about 20 seconds clear of John in 6th, with Plaster down in 7th. That was a car in the distance, and that was McKinda for you. I'd just seen a flash of blue in the bottom hand corner, and he's took his teammate out. He's hit his teammate there. Unbelievable. Might again, there's a bit of jumping about the screen, so it might not actually happen, but it looks there as if he's spun wide, and then a bump onto his teammates. So the Zebra, having started from the back of the grid and spun in the opening lap and dropped to the back of the field again, as it came through, and he's now in the lead of this race, crosses the line with a 1 minute 9.7. It's surely got to be the fastest lap of the race. Maze in 2nd again now, despite losing a couple of positions in the last lap, down to 4th place. He's now back up to 2nd because of the mistake. Bang McKinda for you in 3rd, and Jazza getting a bit of a punt off his teammate as well, coming up through turn 8 as McKinda for you came back onto the road. So Jack now down to 4th, seems to be struggling with that car as well. Quite possibly he's maybe got damage to that RS01 of his, the number 21 Blue de France car. Could be damaged because he does seem to be struggling. You can see McKinda is running a bit wide there. Jack using the grass a little bit. Let's have a look at the standings here, and you can see, yeah, fastest lap and thus the bonus point as well at the moment going to Zebra on a 1 minute 9.9, 1 minute 9.1, sorry, his fastest lap. Closest to that is a 1 minute 10.0 from McKinda for you, so he's got nearly a second over the rest of the field at the moment. And who was that with a big time penalty? Plaster, 50-second time penalty. Not going to make a difference to him down at the back of the field after that lengthy pit stop. And Zebra lighting up the timesheets. Jack getting a bit of a twitch on there through the final corner. And fastest lap, 1 minute 9.0 now for the American out front. He's got 3.5 seconds over Maze in 2nd place. McKinda for you running a bit wide there, possibly in turn. Action control, any description. The top 3 are, it might be low, it might be high, we can't tell that. But he is running a bit of ABS only as Jack. Alan Kay's running a bit of both as well. The car does allow for it. John has gone for just the ABS, and Plaster's gone for the traction control and the ABS. So a lot of a mix through the field, and that's where, if you want to join in, you can do so, because we do cater for all needs here on the TTP cars. Coming up to the final 3 minutes of this race, you're looking at Maze, who started this random grid in pole position. He's going to come through and take it the first podium of the season. Had to wait until the final round last year to take a podium, if I remember correctly, and he's going to start off this season as he means to go on by the looks of it in this car. Says he feels a lot more comfortable with this car than he did the Formula C's. A lot of drivers have mentioned that, to be honest. It's a very fun car indeed. It's basically a GT3 car, but spec, and it's 550 horsepower and absolutely brilliant to drive as well. If you haven't tried it yet, do, because it's absolutely brilliant to drive this thing. I'm trying to actually tweet at the same time because I've not done my advertisement. Trust me to forget things. Right, there we go. Sorted. Back to where we were. Right, so there we are. So coming into the final 2 minutes there, that's Mays, he spun, got it sideways there, coming up over the hill. That was at turn number 9. That's going to allow McKinda for you to close into the back of Mays here, and that's not what he needed because he had a bit of a gap there coming into the final couple of minutes. Zebra betters his lap time again, 1 minute 9:009, so now he's 9 seconds clear here. You can see Jack there in the background. McKinda for you is getting a pretty good run. We're going on to the bumper camera just now, and he's late on the brakes. That's a very late move, but no contact made, at least what we can see. We'll jump back to the trackside cam and we'll see if he can do anything. Get the feeling where is Zebra. He's coming up to Lukacs here, so he'll be about to start the final lap of the race very shortly, and he's just lighting up the timesheets. Purple sector 1, purple in sector 2. He's possibly on for breaking the 1 minute 9 barrier here in this one in just a second, so be interesting to see what he can do as he comes across the line very shortly. But it will be the final lap he's about to go on to, because we're now into the final minute, and it's going to take at least 1 minute 9 roughly to do a lap, so this is going to be the final lap very shortly. Mays has managed to get himself just about a second over the Slovenian coming through the final sector here, and has Zebra lit up the timesheets again. He's not done a fastest sector 3, but it is a 1 minute 8.7, so stunning pace out front from the American, and he's looking like he's going to take victory here in round number 1. We're going to keep following Mays and McKinda for you just now, because if Mays can keep it together, he's on for second place at the moment, and McKinda for you on for third position. But here is your race leader, and with the the fastest lap as well. He's going to take the bonus point to go with it too. Bonus point up for grabs for fastest lap, 25 for the victory. Coming through the final bits now, just see what Mays and McKinda for you are doing. Nothing too much going on at the moment between the two of them, so it's going to be good there if Mays can keep it together and keep it through his last couple of corners. But here comes Zebra through the final corner now, and it's going to be a first ever victory in TTP cars for the Zebra. The American flashing the headlights, he wins the opening round here at the Circuit de Catalunya. A lovely race from the back of the grid, and sets the fastest lap on the crossing the line there as well, 1 minute 8.5. Mays has got it kinda for you right behind him, but he's going to be able to just hold on as he crosses the line. Mays takes second, McKinda for you in third. We're going to watch as Jack now comes across the line in fourth position. Plaster coming through, he's going to finish in seventh. He's basically two-wheeling it through there, chucking it through the corners as he finishes his, so he's a lap down. He is going to finish in seventh, but he's still going to take home some good points for that. I'll work out the standings as we're going along as best I can. He comes across the line now to finish in seventh, a lap down. Here comes Alan Kay, the Irishman, through the final sector just now. He's going to pick up 5th place. That's 16 points to start off his campaign here this evening. And then John will come across the line to take 6th place and final runner on the track. There's Alan Kay across the line in 5th. And there in the background is John Scott, who crosses the line in 6th place. So that's the end of round number 1, and there is your standings. Zebra wins from Mays in second, McKinda for you in third, Jack in fourth, Alan Kane fifth, John Scott in sixth, and Plaster in 7th place. 1 lap down after that incident earlier on with Alan Kay. Unsure what happened, but I'm sure we'll maybe hear about it. Fastest lap went to the Zebra as well on a 1 minute 8.5, a good second and a half clear of anybody else. Could it be that the Crusher Bro might just have a challenger this season in this championship? Who knows? We will see what happens. But Just waiting for the lobby. It will be changed over shortly. We're back in the loading screen, and then we will be getting ready for qualifying for the first qualifying session. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what I was saying there while reading chats. It's really not the best thing for me to say. But yeah, we will soon be going to, there we go, back to the lobby, and our lobby host, Mr. Alan Kay, will change it to a 15-minute qualifying session and a 30-minute race. So this race is determined by a qualifying session. No random grids for that. Maze in the chat, kinda for you lagging a lot. So looking at the chat, it does seem to be a lot of drivers saying that's the same for them as well. So hopefully that's something fit. Theo Daly has joined us for the second round. So we're going to have 8 drivers on the grid for this second race, which is absolutely fantastic to see. And May saying that McKenna for you span him. Well, that's not what we want, but I get the feeling we might be a bit busy in the steward's room later on this evening, quite possibly, but we'll leave all that for later. It's a 30-minute feature, Mr. K, but you know what? Yeah, 30 minutes. 30-minute race. There we go, I'm just going to put that there. So we'll get that all changed around just now. I'm just going to mute the mic for a wee moment, just take a wee second, and I'll be back with you in a moment. Don't go anywhere, we've got qualifying coming up for the feature race of this evening's proceedings. Don't go anywhere. So, the lobby has been changed over. We now have our 15-minute qualifying session, and notice it's going to be raining as well. So the weather has came back and is going to make a difference here. We're going to have some light rain for both the qualifying session and the race, although notice in the race it goes from light rain to just a bit heavier rain as well, so that's going to make it difficult. There's going to be some puddles around on the track. We're expecting the drivers to ready up in just a wee moment's time. We'll get qualifying underway, and I'll be able to finally take you on a hot lap of the Catalunya National Circuit. Just having a wee look through here. There we go. Now, if you haven't already done so, do make sure you subscribe to TTTV. There's league racing across the week. We've got leagues usually running on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday with Project Cars here, and Sundays as well. With the new F1 game coming up as well, we're going to have some changes to some of the leagues as well, so do have a look out for that. You can follow TTGaming Esports on Twitter at that exact handle, at TTGaming Esports, and within that you will be able to find all the details as well of the league pages as well, so the likes of at TTL F1, at TTL F2, and at TTFL as well. But one thing also as well to take note of is this Wednesday we have the second week, rounds 3 and 4 of the latest instalment of the Esports Mini League. League 1 will be underway at 7 o'clock, 2 rounds this week for the League 2 teams, 5 teams in total, will be, excuse me, I forgot what I was there for a second, will be the Montreal Circuit in Canada and Silverstone, the home of the British Grand Prix. That's on F1 2018. See which team can take the spoils there and get promoted up to League 1. For League 1, you will find that So on Wednesday, starting at 8:30, it'll be myself in the box for that, and we'll see who takes over the win there. VSR, Visceral Racing, have an unblemished record so far in the esports mini leagues here on TTTV, and they're looking to keep that. They do have a small lead going into Wednesday night. Wednesday night's races will be from the Albert Park Street Circuit, the home of the Australian Grand Prix, and the Marina Bay Street Circuit, the home of the Singapore Grand Prix. So join us for that on Wednesday evening. We've got some great action there. We've also got start of a mini league series as well, starting this week too. We've got F2, TTG F2 on Tuesday and TTG F1 on Thursday, as we just await the launch of the new F1 game. Kind of you first one out on track in these wet conditions. We've also got Theo Daly out on the track as well. The Zebra Race 1 Victor is out there too. Plaster also out on track, as is Jack also. So still in pit lane are Alan Kay, Mays and John Scott. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a lap on board with our Race 1 Victor and see what it's like to go around this Circuit de Catalunya National Circuit. So we're going to jump into the cockpit for the American as he comes across the line now to start his first flying qualifying lap. You can see the car revving up there to around about 6,700 RPM and nearly hitting 7,000 RPM as he crosses the line to start his fast lap up to around about 160 miles an hour, up to 7th gear, looking for the braking zone. He's broke about 100 metres there, even in the rain, so he's got some good confidence in the brakes there. Through turn 1 into turn 2, quickly up to 3rd gear, running a bit wide through that corner. It's very easy to get understeer through there, and then through turn 3 up towards the campus corner, at turn 4, ran wide onto the grass there, through the tricky chicane here, keeping it in 4th, turns 5 and 6, back onto the back straight here, heading towards turn number 7, Lacaxia, very tight hairpin corner, around about 40 miles an hour in 1st gear, the car up ahead on the road you can see, should be out of the way, through the little right hander of turn 8 and into turn 9, you've got to take it so easy through here. That looks like Alan Kay staying out of the way, realising the car on a fast lap. Great awareness there from him, and then through turns 10 into the annoyingly boring, terrible chicane. Bring back the final 2 corners that used to be there, turns 11 and 12, through the final corner of turn 13 and up towards the line. Let's see if it is a decent lap time here for the American Zebra. He crosses over the line. The lap time is a 1 minute 14.017, puts him into pole position by 1.5 seconds at the moment. McKinder for you done a 1:15.5. Here comes Theo Daly. He's got Jack getting a bit of a slipstream off from behind. 3rd place has just changed as well, but we'll wait and see Theo cross line. So Theo goes into 3rd with Jack up to 2nd with that slipstream. So Jack up to 2nd, McKinder for you down to 3rd, Theo Daly into 4th. It was Plaster who is in 5th place. John Scott's on a flyer just now, your pole sitter in behind him. Mays is still in the pit lane, and Alan Kay's on a lap at the moment, but we'll follow John Scott through the final corners on his 1st flying lap, and he'll be having a tricky time in that cockpit of that RS01. No traction control on for John, and in these wet conditions that'll certainly be making things a lot trickier for him. Coming up into turn 10 and then 11 and 12, that bus stop style chicane, using the curbing as much as possible without getting the corner cut, running wide nicely, and a grid penalty for McKinder for you for a pit lane violation. So he's been speeding in pit lane, and it's going to drop him down a position on the grid, and there's no way of being able to change that in game. John Scott across the line, and he goes into 2nd there with 1 minute 15.0, 1 seconds down on Zebra's fastest lap. So good lap time there. Here comes Alan Kay, he's going to set a lap time now. He goes into 6th place, or a 1:16.8, and you can see Plaster there in the background, try to find him there. Where's he gone? There he is. He was giving Zebra a slipstream there, but it didn't do anything for the Zebra. He didn't do better on his time. Theo Daly invalidated his latest lap time for track limits and struggling to get that car under braking there into turn number 1. So Zebra on pole at the moment, John Scott in second down. Jack's just coming back out of pit lane. Fresh set of wet tyres on, he's in third. McKinda for you in fourth. And he's coming through, he's on a lap at the moment. You can still see a bit of the lag. That's Theo Daly getting very sideways and round he goes. That's not good for the Irishman. In the kitty litter there, and being the rain, it won't be the nicest. He's done another 360 there, trying to get it back on track, but managed to avoid McKinda for you coming through. Takes it a little bit easier this time to spin back round. He will not thank me in any way, shape or form for having the camera on him, but it was just perfect timing, and he's going to have to think again. He's got Jack coming up behind him. Jack's on his out lap, so it's not too much of a problem at the moment. Plaster coming through to complete his latest lap. Can he improve in a 17.3? He does, but only by a couple of hundredths of a second, so not any big improvement there. Zebra's not improved either on his latest lap. John's coming up to Campsa. Here comes Jack. I believe he's still on his out lap. That's Theo running wide, probably heading back for pit lane, and he is. So Jack's got plenty of time now to go through, but a clear track for the youngster, and he's got plenty of track in front. The car behind is into pit lane, so he's got a clear track all to himself now to concentrate. Well, let's see what he can do. Put in some really good performances during last season in Season 1. Bit inconsistent in the start of the season, picked up some brilliant consistency later on in the year with a handful of podiums towards the end of the season as well. So he's definitely up there for a good possibility if he can keep the car pointing in the right direction. But at the moment, getting a bit sideways there on the way out of 2 and 3. That will cost him time, using a bit of grass there through Campsa, and he's very wide. He's done exactly what he did in race number 1, straight across the kitty litter. That's going to invalidate his lap time as well, and he's 2.5 seconds down on his fastest lap, so he's not going to be improving. Alan Kay then going across the line, 16.8 for him at the moment, and it still is a 16.8 at the moment for him. Plaster across the line now. Any improvement from him? He's unable to improve. Mays is finally out of pit lane as well, so he's coming across the line now. I think this might just be his out lap for our second place driver in race 1. Yes, it is. So here's Mays now on his first lap, not going up to 6th gear, 7th gear, sorry, staying in 6th, getting on the brakes early, into turn 1 nicely in that number 19 machine. Through the next section of corners, we'll see what he can do. Look at him, he's completely head on coming up to Campsa. Through he goes there in the cretophone. I'm going to call that a cretophone because that's what I think a better name than what it probably is. Very nicely on the power through turns 5 and 6 there, so that's some good speed through there from Mays into Lakaxi at turn 7, up towards turn 8. Up through the gears, clip the curb on the way in through there, into turn 9. You can get away with running wide through here, especially in the rain. As long as there's no puddles there, you'll get plenty of grip out there. Up towards turn 10, down the gears nice and gently on the brakes, use a little bit of curbing on the way in, and then through 11 and 12 of the chicane, taking it nice and easy, down to around about 45-50 miles an hour, through the final corner, getting it floored, a little bit of a lift on the way through New Holland, the final corner. Where does this put Mays on the leaderboard as he comes across the line? And it is a 1 minute 16.593, so 2.5 seconds down at the moment on the pole sitter, who's still in pit lane. We've got 6 and a bit minutes to go in this session. John Scott's in pits as well. Jack has just came back out of pit lane for another run. His teammate McKinda for you is 4th and about 12 seconds off his pace at the moment, so not representative. There's Theo Daly getting a bit of a unique line through Lakaxia, it must be said. You can see Alan Kay running wide in the background there. The driver's really struggling in these wet conditions tonight. It's just going to get worse in the race as well. Good thing is they can make a pit stop, and if they wish to they can change tyres, but they don't have to. Oh, that is McKinda for you off again, so the Slovenian's really struggling in that Bleu de France machine here tonight, and he's going to come across the chicane, possibly head back to pit lane. No, he's going to carry on, have another go. Alan Kay's back into the pits. Theo Daly across the line, any improvement from him? And no improvement at the moment from the Irishman. And you can see Plaster there is in the background going across the line. He's still down at the back of the field. So 5 minutes to go. Jack running very wide there at the last corner, bit of grass kicked up. No improvement to his time. And that is Mays in the background getting very wide out the final corner, and that's going to ruin his next lap as well, because that slowed him down quite significantly, going wide through that final corner. So, can anybody get towards the Zebra's pole time? He's a second clear of anyone at the moment. John's decided he wants to stay in pit lane. He's maybe going to wait towards the end of the session. He might come back out. He might be happy with his lap. Mays will not improve on this time, so we're going to follow Jack through and see if he can improve on his 1 minute 15.4 that he's got at the moment. And we'll see what he is capable of doing. Through the final couple of corners he's coming now. Bit wide through turn 10, clipping the curbs nicely through 11 and 12. And Plaster's now got a pit lane violation penalty as well, but it's not going to make a difference. He's at the back of the field. Jazz going wide again, does go Jack, and he's going to cross the line now, and it's going to be 1.2 seconds down, so that's not good for him. But kind of free his teammates on to a new lap, only 2 times down in sector 1, so we'll keep an eye on how he goes. Theo Daly coming through, let's see what he can do. Oh, he's off again, just too much too soon. And he's lost his rear wings. That's going to be a bit of a repair job as well. Nice spit of flame there at the back though, so he kicks it back into gear. But it's going to be him into pit lane for repairs. Alan Kay is back in the pit lane, he's happy with where he is at the moment. Mays coming through. We're just going to go back to McKinda for you. Didn't catch his second sector time as we were watching Theo having his spin with his rear wing falling off. And McKinda for you coming through now, taking it as easy as he can. On to the power through the final corner. Any improvement for him on a 15.5? Comes up to the finish line now. 2.5 minutes to go. And no improvement. He's 1 second down. So the drivers are really struggling to find improvement on their lap times at the moment here. As Jack comes across the line now. No running wide this time. Still 1 and a bit seconds down on his fastest time. So not good for him. Theo has made it back to pit lane. Here comes Mays. A 1:16.593 to beat. And he's improved slightly, a 16.424, so that actually moves him up ahead of Theo Daly now into 5th position by the slimmest of margins, about 6/100ths of a second. So that moves him up another spot on the grid, and that's technically 4th on the grid at the moment, with McKinda for use penalty as well. So that could be useful. Most drivers are now in pit lane. We've only got Zebra back out on track, McKinda for you and Mays out on track. Jack in the chat, he's saying it's too wet to improve now, so he's happy to sit in pit lane and wait the rest of this session out. Pole sitters came back out onto the track though to see what he can do. He fancies maybe trying to make an improvement on his lap time that he's got at the moment. We'll see if he can do it. Race 1 victor, and we'll see what comes up for him very, very shortly indeed. Through the final couple of sectors he comes now. Final minute of qualifying. We've got a 30-minute feature race coming up with a mandatory pit stop in the middle. And your current pole sitter is this man, the American Zebra. Crossing the line, 9 times down. That would have been good enough for pole position by a 10th. But he's already set a faster lap time, so can he improve on this final lap? McKinda for you, that is Theo Daly at the same spot again. That's 3 times he's done that now. And that car's struggling, and he's into pit lane, so he's had enough of that one. Mays has came back to the pit, so the only 2 drivers on the track now at the end of this session are McKinda for you, who's spun at the top of the hill, so that's going to put an end to his session. So the only driver out on track is the pole sitter, and he's not going to be improving unless he has an almighty final sector, because he's 7 times down at the moment. So that's not going to do him any favours at all, but it's not going to make a difference because as the clock winds down, he is the last driver on track. He is the pole position sitter, so it's a bonus point again for the Zebra for pole position. He's not going to improve in this lap unless he's had the last sector from absolute perfection. Crosses the line now to finish the session, flashing the lights to let us know he's watching, and that is it. Qualifying is over, and it is the Zebra on a 14-0 who takes pole position. He done that in his first lap. John Scott in second, a second down. Jack in third. McKinder for you in fourth, but he'll take a one-place grid penalty for a pit lane violation, so he'll start fifth. That promotes Mays up into fourth position instead. Theo Daly in sixth, Alan Kay in seventh. Plaster will start last on the grid. So drivers need to remember a mandatory pit stop is required during this race. They don't need to make any changes of tyre, fuel or any damage repairs if they don't want to, as long as they come to a complete stop and get underway again. That's all they need to do. We're just waiting on the drivers readying up now. I'm going to take this moment quickly to grab myself a drink before we have 30 minutes of Renault RS01s around a very wet Circuit de Catalunya. And they've readied up a lot quicker than I was expecting there. So here we go for the final time tonight. The lights are on, 30 minutes ahead, and we are underway here at Catalunya. Who's got a good start here? Looks like Zebra's got a great start from pole position. Jack has got himself up into second. He's jumped John Scott into third. Second place John down to third. There's McKinder for you going up the inside here. He's managed to get himself into fourth at the moment, side by side with John Scott over third position. In the background there, that's Theo Daly and Alan Kay going side by side. John's gone wide, as has McKinder, so Mays is going to go by. John's well off the track. Where is that car? He's right to the back of the field. He's spun right round, and that is not good at all. He's dropped all the way to the back of the field. Oh, that's the Zebra. Zebra's in the wall. The pole sitter and race leader has binned it on the first lap again, and he's down to fifth. But that's also done issues here, because if we look, Plaster's off the track, Alan Kay is off the track and missing the wing. So what happened to all these guys? Damage all round, and Alan Kay's back in the wall. What has happened here with these guys? We've seen John go off, we've seen Zebra's off again and being collected. It's calamities here on lap number one. Jack's not going to care, he's in the lead. Mace is going to be happy, he's up to second. And Theo's spun out the final corner. It's absolute disaster of a lap one for everybody except the top three. Theo off as well now. John Scott's carrying on, he's obviously not got any damage. Zebra into pit lane, that's going to at least mean his mandatory stop is out the way. Plaster's going to do the same thing, hopefully he can slow down, missing that front wing you can see. Where is Alan Kay? There he is, he's missing his rear wing, but again, he's going to be able to get his pit stop out the way now at least. That's going to help him, but what happened down the back of the field with these guys? Unsure in any way what went on. That is absolutely incredible. I'm going to need to try and do something that I don't normally do while I'm doing this, and that's what I'm going to have to try and see if I can find what happened. Alan Kay's windscreen, I'm just checking his Twitch stream, is smashed to pieces. So that's not good for him, obviously. Definitely not. But anyway, plenty of cars in the pits. Zebra's just coming out, he's going to avoid going a lap down. Plaster's in there and so's Alan Kay. But Jack leads, Mays in second, McKinder for you in third. There's the Zebra coming out of pit lane, nearly a lap down. But it's not going to be too bad for him because he's now made his pit stop, obviously. And that means he's going to be able to get at least that out of the way. Alan Kay's still in pit lane, as is Plaster. And where is Mays? There he is. He's set the fastest sector one time there. What happened to Alan, Plaster and Zebra? Because it was all in this area here, around turns 5, 4 at Campsa, 5 and 6. And then we've seen Zebra spinning again at the top of the hill at turn 9. and just absolute insane what's happened, and unsure exactly what's happened, hard to tell, but what we have is a race now, because we've got cars that have pitted. Alan Kay still in pit lane at the moment. He will try and get... Oh, there's the zebra round in the background. He's spun out the final corner. Jack's coming... Oh, goodness me. Reversed out the way, which is in one way the right thing to do, but goodness me, Jack nearly completely T-boned the zebra there. He was trying to reverse out the way. He was trying to do the right thing and just avoid being on the track so the car's coming round, but just the timing off it meant that Jack probably needs a change of underwear now because of that. Huge moment nearly there. But Jack has got Maze all over the back of him. Alan Kay still in pit lane is Mr. K. And you see Plaster there coming up to the back of Theo. Sorry, that's John Scott. He's onto the back of it, but he's a lap down on John, so it's not a battle for position. Theo's the one that he wants to try and catch. So John in 5th. He's not stopped. Plaster has. Zebra in 7th. So that's who he's trying to chase. Theo is 4th place at the moment. Kinda for you in 3rd, and Maze still chasing down Jack over the lead of this race. And obviously the interesting part will be, when did he come into pit? And do they change tyres? Alan Kay is now back out onto track. There is the Irishman. Just having left pit lane, but it's not the greatest for him. He's only completed 2 laps. The leaders have just completed their 4th lap of this race. And Maze, though, has got a pretty good run at the moment here. Coming down into turn 1, the spray blinds us into the first turn. The wiper blade's going. Jack's ran wide. That's going to allow Maze a chance to get up the inside, but he's now on the outside for turn number 2, and he's going to have to think better off it. Jack's got the opportunistic racing line, but Maze looks a lot more comfortable in these conditions at the moment than the race leader. Got 2 seconds over McKinda for you, who's got about 12 seconds over Theo Daly. John Scott's about 10 seconds off, and Maze got a great run there. Jack makes a mistake, and Maze goes up into the lead of this race here at the Circuit de Catalunya, and that is him looking to add a win. What would be his first victory in TTP cars here as well if he was to do so tonight? Can he keep it pointing in the right direction for the next 23.5 minutes though? That is the question. Jack will do his best to come back. Jack's not had a victory yet in TTP cars either, so we're getting a lot of firsts here tonight so far. Zebra with his first pole position and his first victory in race number 1. Maze with a podium straight out the box as well, having to wait until the last round in season 1. So plenty going on here. They complete lap 5 and on to lap 6 they go, the race leaders. And if we look down the field, just let them go through turn number 1. You can see Jack in 2nd, McKinnon for 3rd. They're the only guys in the lead lap. Theo is still on the lead lap, but he's 16 seconds down, not crossed the line. John's on the lead lap as well. The Zebra is a lap down. Plaster is 2 laps down, and Alan Kay pretty much 3 laps down after that lengthy pit stop for him. So he's going to continue on though, because you need to finish the race. As long as you finish the race, you will pick up points. If you do not finish, you get absolutely nothing. So it's always worth finishing, no matter what. Closest battle on the track though is for the lead of the race between Maze and Jack. And Man of Steel not in the chat here tonight, supporting Jack. I'm disappointed. If you're watching this back, mate, missed you. Needed some track company. But he's doing not a bad job. Is Jack, 4th place in race number 1. And looking decent at the moment, if you can keep it pointing in the right direction. Zebra trying to unlap himself on McKinda for you, which he is entitled to do as long as he does it cleanly and he's quick enough. A little flash of the lights there by the looks of it. So come down towards turn number 1. Jack going for a bit more of an inside line this time round. He's taking an earlier apex through turn 1 there than he has done in previous laps. He's taking the normal racing line, keeping it together. You see on the track map just crossing the start and finish line is Theo Daly in 4th position. If I scroll down, just real quickly, John coming through the final corner. He's still got Plaster behind him. There's a lap down on John. That's 5th place John, 7th place Plaster. Zebra's the man in between them in terms of actual on the track standings. But he's sitting there, and Alan Kay going around at the moment in 8th place. Able to only make up a few places. There's a few cars ahead that haven't pitted yet, remember. So there's still a good chance of picking up some points. Someone might retire, you never know. It has happened. But Jack using all of the curb and then some. Needs to be careful he doesn't get a warning and a penalty off of that. The Blue de France machine chasing down the Cretaphone machine. Number 19 versus number 22. And it's fastest lap there, I believe, for Jack. Certainly slightly quicker than what he's done before. Zebra is going up the inside. And he's completely missed the break in there on McKinda for you. Trying to take his lap back there. We just seen the lunge in the background and I got to the wrong person. Trying to catch it. And thankfully no damage by the looks of it, but that could have been a major incident. And you've got to be careful of the brakes in the rain. Very easy to lock up, make mistakes. We've seen it already. Qualifying, seen a number of cars off the track. Seen Theo Daly spin about 3 times just back there at turns 5 and 6. We've got a bit of a calm point right now. 10 minutes gone, 20 to go. Mays leads, Jack in 2nd, it's McKinda for you in 3rd. Theo Daly still in 4th. John in 5th. Those guys have not stopped yet though, so they have not made any stops in this race. The Zebra, Plaster and Alan Kay have all stopped at least once. You can see Plaster's got a 50-second time penalty. He might contest that if need be at the end. McKinda for you going very slowly there through the final corner, so I wonder what happened there to him. Maybe got a bit sideways on the way through, who knows? Who knows quite what happened there? But the closest battle is the lead battle still. Less than a second, you don't need me to tell you what it is because you can see it on the screen. Going on to the bumper camera here with Jack, and you can see he's trying to use all of the track and then some. And a bit. Oh, May's a bit of a tank slapper on the exit there off turn number 6. That's not what he'll be wanting to do. Coming through Lucaxia this time by right behind onto the back of Mays through turns 8 and up the hill of turn 9. The 21 car might fancy his chances at making his first win, although doing that over the curbs won't help in any way at all. Not by a long shot. The rain is getting heavier. Mays has gone for pit lane, so Mays pits from the lead of this race. That puts Jack into the lead now on his own. McKinda for you is going to come through and take over 2nd place. And you see the Zebra's got his lap back on McKinda, so that's happened off stream while we're watching the leaders. Excuse me, sorry. So Mays into pit lane. Let's just have a wee look at what he's doing. He's underway already, so getting a move on. Quick stop. So you don't need to change tyres or anything. He is back underway. And Theo Daly is, I think the easiest way to put that is struggling there. Now is that a tyre sitting squint on that car? It looks a bit beat up possibly. Hard to tell. He's gone for the pits though, so he's going to get his pit stop out of the way at least. So he is into pit lane. So Mays is pitted and is back out in 3rd place with a 10-second gap over John Scott. So that's very good for him. It's going to work out very nicely in fact for him as we get later on into this race. So that means everybody except for John Scott in 4th and the top 2 have now pitted, made their mandatory stop that they have to make. Mays is your front runner that has pitted. He's 27 seconds off the lead at the moment. So no major battles going on track just now. We're in this quiet phase at the moment. Zebra's up to 5th now, with Theo Daly still in pit lane. And he's now underway, so Theo has managed to get moving. And he should rejoin still in 6th position. Plaster is just only coming up to the chicane just now, so Theo will rejoin in 6th position. And that means that only 3 drivers are still to pit. That man there, John Scott. The Slovenian Mick Kinda for you, who's got the track to himself. 4 seconds to his teammate and race leader, 20 seconds to the car behind. And Jack, race leader, who's still to pit. Now keep an eye on Mays though, he's gaining about a half a second a lap at the moment. Was 27 seconds, it's now 26. He's only been out of the pits for 2 laps. Jack's going to go into pit lane, so Jack pits from the lead of the race. Can he get it slowed down enough? Yes, he can. So that's going to work out nicely for him. So McKinda for you is going to take over the lead of this race. At the moment, your fastest lap of the race is your 5th place man, which is the Zebra, a 16.2. He's got about 6 tenths over this man, McKinda for you's fastest lap, which is a 16.8. So that'll be interesting to see now. Where is Jack? Is he underway? You can hear the car revving up. He's on the move. Can he get out ahead of Mays? Here comes Mays through the final corner. It's a long old pit lane here at the Circuit de Catalunya. Mays coming up through the gears now. They're coming down the front straight. Where is Jack? There he is. Mays is going to get ahead of him still by the looks of it. He's going to have the speed here into turn number 1, but Jack's got the inside line. Can he do a switch back? Oh, there's been contact. Jack's locked up. Has pushed them both wide. Theo's just trying to avoid getting involved because he knows he's a lap down, and he's going to put the foot down now and squeeze between them and around the outside. He's going to get involved in this here, and he's going to get through and get his lap back. Mays has got out in the lead basically off the race because McKinda for you is still to pit. Jack tried to challenge coming out of pit lane but locked up. Mays has let him back through, so maybe he was getting a warning there saying you must allow the car through or get a penalty, because he's just slowed right down and let that happen, so it must have been what was going on. Theo getting his lap back there though on those two. McKinda for you is still carrying on at the moment in the lead of the race, 26 seconds clear, and if these guys battle, these 3 are going to be very close together at the moment based on the times when McKinda for you does pit, because just think, Jack pitted there 26 seconds clear of Mays and they came out basically together. At the moment the gap is 26 seconds, 27 seconds really to McKinda for you and Jack as Theo spun on the front straight. It just avoids reversing into Mays there as he rolled across the track, bumps into the barrier as well, so that's not going to help him in any way, shape or form. He's going to get underway, hopefully no damage to his car. We'll have a look to see what's what. Seems all good. That's Plaster in the background going round. That car, that 08 car, is looking a bit beat up in the police seat machine. Gets it going though, drags a bit of gravel back onto the track for good measure. Alan Kay's coming through, that's John Scott as well. Alan's a lap down, John's going to put a lap on Plaster. I think we're going to have a bit of fun here in a minute. Alan Kay's got the best run of the lot, and he's fighting Plaster to get a lap back so he can try and challenge him next time by. Zebra in there as well, you can see Alan's on lap, completed on lap 11, Plaster on 12 now. Despite the fact again that's Alan off the track there, is it? Yes it is. The Zebra is now challenging John, that's for position, that move. And John's still not pitted yet. Him and McKinda for you, the only 2 that haven't pitted. So Zebra up into 4th position, net P3, no, net 4th actually, sorry. That is a proper 4th position for him. And no, Mays has gone round to the final corner now. The puddle, there must be a puddle building as the rain comes down into that final corner. The drivers are just struggling to find the grip here in this going here. We're going to try and find the next driver coming through, and let's go on the bonnet camera and see what we can see. Just have a look as we come through. Look to the right hand side. Is there a puddle forming there? He's keeping away from it a little bit. There is a little bit of a puddle forming, and that must be what's causing them to spin spin round, and Zebra's gone round this time as well. The American is round. Has he damaged that car? He's going to get underway again. The rain is starting to catch these guys out. That spin by Mays has dropped him about 5 seconds off of Jack. He's not lost too much time in comparison to what he could have done. Theo in 6th, but Zebra losing 4th position at the moment. John has still to pit. And so has McKinda for you, who's about to lap John Scott. He's about to lap Alan Kay in a wee minute again as well. Alan Kay staying out of the way. Very respectful and aware driver is the Irishman. He knows what's going on around him. 26 seconds is the gap between McKinda for you and Jack. Now if I was McKinda, I'd maybe be getting out of pit lane about now. Don't want to leave it too long. The drivers are really starting to struggle here in these conditions though. The rain has intensified during this second half of the race. And it's starting to leave more and more puddles in the race. Leader's the next one to go round. They're all struggling. On the grass he goes. It's going to cost him time as well. And Theo's off in the last corner also. That's allowed Plaster up into 6th place. So McKinda for you heads for the pits as expected. So we're just waiting on John Scott to make his pit stop, I do believe, in this race. Zebra in 5th, Plaster now 6th. Look at some of the puddles now to come through. Theo's down to 7th now because of that. Alan Kay in 8th, still a lap down on anyone else. But kinda for you in pit lane. Here comes Jack. He's ran wide as well through turn number 10, so they are really struggling for grip out there now. Well, might kinda for you change tyres. He's back underway. This is going to be tight. It's going to be very tight coming out of pit lane. There is Jack. Where is his teammate? Coming down pit lane. And I think this is going to be extremely close. Mays is getting some really good speed though at the moment. He's looking very quick at the moment in time. And McKinda for you is going to come out ahead behind Jack, but just ahead of Mays. It's worked out. That spin for Mays has cost him P2 at the moment. But Mays is going to do his best. He does look like the quickest driver on the track at the moment, apart from maybe the Zebra in terms of outright pace, but Zebra pushing it a bit too hard, it would seem, losing a lot of time. So we're just waiting to see when John comes into pit lane now, I do believe. Jack's ran a bit wide through there. Mays has gone wide as well, it's costing time. So that's not too good for him at all. And that's Theo Daly in the background, off one more time, spinning around. And well, he's doing more spin arounds than Kylie Minogue in a 2001 pop video. Anyway, that's a different story. McKinda for you is within a second of his teammate Jack, who's now in the lead of the race again after that pit stop phase. John should be getting into the pits before long. I don't think he's pitted, unless I've missed it. And if he has, then he's in a decent position. If he's not, he might want to do it soon, because he's got enough of a gap over Plaster to come out ahead and still in 5th position. I still fancy Mays if he can keep it on the straight and narrow though, to catch up to these guys in the last couple of minutes. But can he make a way through will be the question. The Zebra's getting pretty close to the back of John Scott, and hopefully John remembers to pit, because if he hasn't, and he doesn't, he will be disqualified. And that actually happened to him the final round last season at Brands Hatch, so hopefully he's remembered the rules, because he did read them. Zebra's getting a great run coming through the final corner. He doesn't want to spin again though. That's Plaster off the track, so that's not good for him. He was catching up, and Zebra's easily gone by there. John obviously getting distracted by Plaster going off ahead of him, and that's allowed the Zebra through and up into 4th position. McKinda for you is looking a lot quicker out of the teammates at the moment. No, the two Clip de France cars, Blue de France, are out in front, but keep an eye on that number 19 machine in behind, because he's closing slowly and he's looking good at the moment in my opinion. We'll look at the lap times as they come across the line this time back. Oh no, just as I say he's looking good, commentator's curse. Mays in the wall, spins around. back underway for him, but that's going to cost him. Jack has lost the lead of the race as well. No, he's not, because McKinder for You has completely overshot the braking zone and thankfully didn't wipe his teammate out. So we didn't miss a move for the lead there, thankfully. That is a pit stop for Theo Daly. He's back at the pit lane again. So that is not good at all. Kinda for You does look quicker at the moment, and that spins for Mays. You've got to think it's between these two guys for the lead. McKinder looks like he's on the grass. He's going to caught the wall. He's caught the puddles. He's in the wall. He might have damaged the car. And catching the puddles in the grass there is not going to do you any favours at all. And is there damage to that 22 machine? Can't see anything visually. But you never know, it's hard to tell obviously. Keep an eye on Maisie's progress. 8 seconds down now though. Zebra's 17 seconds behind him, setting decent lap times in the 17s. There's John Scott. 5 minutes to go. 5th place at the moment, but I don't think he's pitted. Plaster in 6th, he's a lap down on John. And you got Theo in 7th. So quite a few spins here this evening. This corner especially as well in the race. And Alan Kay down in 8th place, but he's just making sure he picks up some points, because if he finishes the race will get him points in the championship. I'll try and tally them up before we go off air. Kinda for You's dropped a second and a half back. John Scott has pitted, so there we go. He finally makes that mandatory stop, waiting to the last 5 minutes to do so. He should come back out still in 5th position, and it means he'll at least not get disqualified for not making his stop at least. Mays is slowly catching, but he's not got enough time now at the pace he's doing at the moment. 1 at 18.7 last time round. Kinda 1:22. But that was because they two ran wide on the last lap, so we're going to get a more representative lap time this time by, as long as nobody spins out the last corner. Speaking of spins, mind you, McKinder for You's done exactly that. He is spun there, and Mays is right onto the back of him. He fancies another P2 possibly here tonight. And I think McKinder for You, with that incident where he hit the wall, I think he's struggling just now. I think he might have some damage. There's John Scott coming out. He's going to be in 5th, a lap down on these guys. And I think that Slovenian 22 car is struggling at the moment, and Mays can smell blood. But can he keep it pointing in the right direction? A man who will be spitting buckets right now and pointing things in the right direction. But this man Jack, and trust it to be a night that the Man of Steel is not in the chat, his family members supporting him on, will be the day that he's actually going to win something. Plaster has made a pit stop. That's from earlier on, sorry, so I'll just ignore that, it's fine. Theo running wide there. Mays not able to do anything, so we've got 3 minutes to go. Final stages of the feature race here for round number 1 of the TTP Cars RS01 series. If you want to get involved, there's a couple of spaces up for grabs. Give us a shout at TT_PCars on Twitter, or you can message myself directly at Andy81287. I'll give you all the details you need to know. Saturdays at 8 o'clock. We've got 6 more rounds of the season, 7 in total. This is round 1, plus the Clio Cup challenge at the end of the season. 2.5 minutes left in the race, and I think McKinder for You is hoping that he's managed to do enough at the moment. Mays is still there though. 1:19.7 for the Slovenian, 1:23 for Mays, 1:19.7 for the race leader as well. Zebra on a 17.8, so if there was more time he would maybe catch these guys. And that's one thing they won't want to do either, though. They won't want to make a mistake, because that will allow Zebra to catch up. He's within 17 seconds. One mistake here costs you maybe 10 seconds. Another mistake and he'll be right with you. So McKinder for You running wide there, the exit of Lacaxia, not what you want to be doing too much. And I would imagine we're going to have at least 2 more laps going to cross the line. We shall see. You never know, Jack might back off. Maze is right onto the back of it, kinda for you though. Just go through the order. So there is your race leader, Jack Stewardson, aka Jazza from last season, leading the way. Kinda for you's in second, Maze there in third, closest battle on the track. The Zebras in fourth, your race 1 victor. John Scott in fifth, a lap down. Plaster in sixth. Theo Daly in seventh. And Alan Kay in eighth position. Now, surely there's going to be one more lap at least around this now soaking wet Catalunya National Circuit. 40 odd seconds left in the race. Race leader coming up the hill. I wonder, is he slowing down trying to get it to the end? He's not going to be able to do it though. It's too far a gap at the moment. 30 seconds, he's only got a few corners, so taking it easy maybe. Trying to avoid a mistake maybe. He's about to start his final lap. And he's about to start a final lap which could take him to his first victory in TTP cars. He crosses the lines now with 10 seconds to go. Final lap of the race now then. So Maze has got one more lap. He's got 2.977 kilometres left to do anything about that number 22 machine, or the Bleu de France cars. They're going to be taking a 1-2 to start out the season here in the feature race. Time has ran out, so as I said, this is the final lap of the race. Can Maze do anything on this final lap? We ride on board briefly up to Lakaxia. He's too far back though. Massive puddle there in the middle of the track, making it very tricky for the drivers. But here is the race leader, and about to be a first time winner in TTP cars. He comes through the final couple of corners now, through the final turn of turn 13 for the last time, taking it nice and easy through there. And finally the bridesmaid has become the bride. Jack wins at Catalunya, his first victory in TTP cars. His teammate McKinda for you takes second place, with Maze taking a double podium in third. That's John Scott in the background doing what he... Well, if you're going to do it in the last lap, you might as well. Losing his rear wing on the final lap. That was Theo Daly going across the line in 7th place. John crosses the line in 5th. Theo actually went across the line, so they're going to cross the line together. Zebra coming across in 4th position. John's in 5th. Waiting for Plaster to come round in 6th. It's Alan Kay going wide there down the back. So, let me just add up here best I can. Here comes Plaster through the final couple of corners. And there's Plaster across the line to finish in 6th position. Hopefully his time penalty won't come back too much. And Alan Kay will cross the line to finish in 8th. So here is your standings then. Jack wins from McKinda for you in 2nd, Maze in 3rd. The Zebra takes 4th. It's John Scott who takes 5th position and 20 points. Plaster will finish in 6th place for 18 points. Theo Daly will take 7th place and he gets 14 points, and Alan Kay in 8th. He picks up 12 points. This is obviously pending any penalties, of course, that may come about in the steward's room after the race. But what I'm going to do just now, before we finish up, I'm going to quickly add these together and give you the unofficial provisional drivers' standings after a week number 1. Yep. Okay, 16. Some of these are easier than others. Okay. So provisional standings then has Jack in the lead of the championship, 53 points. The Zebra in second on 52, only 1 point in it at the front. McKinda for you is in third with 50 points, sorry, from McKinda for you. Mays in fourth on 49, and we've got a little bit of a gap down to John Scott in fifth place on 35, Plaster in sixth on 31, Alan Kay in seventh on 28, and Theo Daly in 8th on 14 points. So those are the provisional standings. I will post up the official standings once they are posted. That will be probably done at some point tomorrow, maybe into the start of the week. You can find that on @TTP_PCars on Twitter. If you are interested in getting involved, please do give us a shout on Twitter as well at the same details, or you can contact myself directly at Andy81287. Round number 2 next week takes us to the Nürburgring in Germany for round number 2. Do join us for that next week, 8 o'clock as usual. As I say, there's plenty of action going on through the week, including the Esports Mini League on Wednesday. That starts off with League 2 at 7 and League 1 starting at 8:30. And then we've got to start the new TTG Mini Series League as well, as we round off F1 2018 in style racing on Tuesday and Thursday. Upcoming for F1 and F2. F2 on Tuesday night, F1 on Thursday night. Just the 4 rounds in that championship. But normally there is racing action across Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays here on TTTV. So if you don't want to miss anything, do hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you're notified each time of when we go live. But that is it for this evening. My name has been Andy Campbell. Thank you very much for joining us. Until next time, take care of yourself. I'll see you again soon. Ta-da.